America thrives on labor and contribution of millions, many of whom are actually undocumented. But what if the vital workforce was suddenly torn away? Well, a respected professor warns that mass deportation operation in the United States could do more than just disrupt lives. It can send shockwaves across the economy, triggering a recession that will impact all of us. Hello and welcome to TimesXP, and I'm Dhriti Atri. In the heat of the upcoming US presidential elections, immigration has taken center stage as one of the most debatable topics. On one side, Republican candidate Donald Trump has promised that he calls the largest mass deportation program in the United States history if he wins the White House. On the other hand, it is the Democratic Kamala Harris, as part of Biden's administration, has been involved in efforts to restrict the number of asylum seekers entering the country. As the tension rises, so does the anti-immigration sentiments in the United States. For the first time since 2001, over half of the Americans, that's 55%, now say that they want to see a decrease in immigration. Many believe that undocumented immigration are a burden on the government resources, contributing little to the economy. But a recent study from the Institute of Taxation and Economic Policy tells a very different story. According to this study, undocumented immigrants contributed nearly $100 billion in taxes in 2022 alone. That's right, $100 billion. But here's a kicker. Many of the programs that tax dollars funds are programs that can't even access. Of that massive sum, $60 billion went to the federal government. For every million undocumented immigrants, federal services receive an additional $8.9 billion in tax revenue. Now, for every million undocumented immigrants, federal services receive an additional $8.9 billion in tax revenue. And more than a third of the tax paid by these immigrants go to the programs like Social Security, Medicare, and unemployment insurance. Now, these are the programs which they may never see a dime in return. It's even more surprising when you learn that undocumented immigrants often pay higher tax rate than some of the wealthiest Americans. In 40 out of 50 US states, illegal immigrants pay higher state and local tax rates than the top 1% of the income earners. Now, on the top of it, they don't receive many of the tax credit that American citizens do. Like those having children, many don't even claim refund that they are entitled to, fearing that it could jeopardize their chance of gaining citizenship in the future. Now, some undocumented workers use false or borrowed social security numbers. Now, this means that they are paying into social security and retirement programs, but they will never benefit from them because their numbers won't belong to them. As the campaign season heats up, fear is spreading through immigrants' community. Trump's threat of mass deportation has created a climate of anxiety, even though experts say that such a plan would nearly be impossible to execute. Many immigrants have lived in the United States for a decade now, with children who are American citizens and jobs that contribute to the economy. Now, deporting them in masses would not only be logistically nightmare, but could also trigger a recession by removing billions of dollars from the economy. The Biden-Harris administration, meanwhile, has faced criticism for closing the border to many asylum seekers. Now, people fleeing countries like Cuba, Venezuela, etc. are finding it really hard than ever to enter the United States. Now, this move, some argue, is an attempt to avoid criticism from the Republicans who accuse the administration of being too lenient on immigrants. But the truth is that undocumented immigrants are not stealing jobs from American citizens. Yes, that's right. In fact, they are filling gaps in the labor market that many Americans don't want to or can't fill. Florida's recent crackdown on undocumented workers has left the state with labor shortage, particularly in the industries like construction, hospitality, and agriculture. Now, what is the result? Here, businesses are struggling to operate, farms are closing, and prices are increasing due to inflation in housing and other services. In the end, immigration isn't just about politics. It's about people and its economy. Whether through the temporary work visa or a path to citizenship, finding a way to integrate undocumented immigrants could be a win-win for everyone. But with both sides of the political spectrum using immigration as a hot topic issue, the path forward remains uncertain. For more such videos, do follow TimesXP.